Why so few live past 80? The hidden truth no one talks about. Senior health. You've saved for retirement. You've planned your finances. But here's the question no one asks. Have you planned how to stay alive past 80? Because the real reasons people don't make it to their 80s and beyond aren't what you think. It's not just genetics. It's not bad luck. It's 5 hidden factors silently working against you every single day, and no one's talking about them. In this video, we're going to uncover the truths that could change your future health, your independence, and maybe even save your life. Your health, your life, your future, it all starts with awareness. Subscribe Devotion of Salvation to stay informed, empowered, and inspired. Number 1. Sedentary lifestyle. Most people don't realize that the biggest threat to their health after 60 isn't cancer, heart disease, or genetics. It's sitting. Yes, sitting. A sedentary lifestyle slowly breaks the body down in ways you don't feel until it's too late. Muscle mass disappears, bones weaken, blood flow slows, your metabolism tanks. The heart has to work harder, your brain gets less oxygen, and your joints begin to stiffen. It doesn't matter if you eat healthy or take your meds. If you spend most of your day sitting, you're accelerating your own decline. That's why health experts now say, sitting is the new smoking. It kills, just more quietly. The truth is, after 60, your body needs movement like it needs food or sleep. It's not optional. And no, you don't need to run marathons or hit the gym for hours. But your body was designed to move, and the longer you ignore that, the faster it ages. Studies show that just 30 minutes of walking a day can reduce your risk of premature death by over 30%. It strengthens your heart, boosts brain function, improves digestion, and even helps prevent falls, the #1 cause of injury-related death in older adults. And yet most seniors spend 8 to 10 hours a day sitting in front of the TV, at the dining table, or simply doing nothing. It's not just laziness, it's habit, and it's deadly. The body adjusts to stillness by shutting down its strength systems. Muscles atrophy. Balance declines, and with every year of inactivity, the road back to strength becomes harder. That's why many people look fine at 65 and fragile by 75. It's not aging, it's neglect. The good news is you can turn this around starting today. You don't need equipment, you just need commitment. Stand up and stretch every hour. Walk around the block every morning. Do chair exercises during commercial breaks. Try Tai Chi, yoga, or simple balance drills in your living room. Every bit of movement counts, and over time, it adds up to protection, confidence, and independence. So if you're over 60 and sitting most of the day, the first step isn't medication, it's motion. Your muscles, your heart, and your future depend on it. Don't wait for pain or illness to force you into action. Move now, because every step is a step away from weakness and toward a longer, stronger life. Your health, your life, your future, it all starts with awareness. Subscribe Devotion of Salvation to stay informed, empowered, and inspired. Number 2, lack of quality sleep. The brain destroyer at night. After age 60, poor sleep isn't just frustrating, it's dangerous. Many older adults think waking up several times a night, sleeping only 4 to 5 hours, or feeling exhausted during the day is just part of getting old. But it's not normal, and it's not harmless. Chronic sleep deprivation is a proven trigger for memory loss, high blood pressure, weight gain, depression, and even stroke. Your brain and body rely on deep, uninterrupted sleep to clean out toxins, repair cells, and regulate vital functions. Without it, your health silently breaks down, even if everything else in your lifestyle seems fine. During deep sleep, the brain flushes out harmful waste proteins, especially beta amyloid, which is directly linked to Alzheimer's disease. When you don't get enough of that sleep, these toxins build up, slowly damaging your memory and mental clarity. That's why studies show that people over 65 who sleep less than 6 hours a night have significantly higher risk of cognitive decline. Poor sleep also messes with hormones that control hunger, stress, and immune response, leading to weight gain, inflammation, and a weaker ability to fight disease. So why do so many seniors sleep poorly? It often comes down to poor habits, untreated sleep disorders, or a lifetime of ignoring the importance of rest. Watching TV late, scrolling through phones in bed, eating heavy meals at night, or relying on alcohol to fall asleep, all of these silently disrupt the body's natural sleep cycle. Others suffer from undiagnosed conditions like sleep apnea, restless leg syndrome, or chronic anxiety, all of which rob the body of quality rest night after night. But here's the truth. Good sleep isn't out of reach. It just takes intention. Start by creating a consistent bedtime routine. Go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, even on weekends. Avoid screens 1 hour before sleep. Dim the lights in the evening to help your brain wind down naturally. Keep your room cool, dark, and quiet. Cut caffeine after noon. Don't eat large meals right before bed. Try natural aids like herbal teas, magnesium, or gentle breathing exercises. And if you snore heavily, gasp for air, or feel exhausted even after sleeping, talk to your doctor about a sleep study. Sleep isn't a luxury at this age, it's a requirement. Without it, your body can't rebuild, your brain can't reset, and your health will decline faster than you realize. But with quality sleep, you gain clarity, energy, immunity, and resilience. So don't settle for poor rest. Take it seriously, because protecting your sleep is protecting your future. Number 3, loneliness. Social isolation is more dangerous than obesity. Social isolation after 60 is more dangerous than most people realize. You might think being alone is just a quiet lifestyle choice, but in reality, it's one of the most powerful predictors of early death in older adults. In fact, studies show that chronic loneliness increases the risk of heart disease, stroke, depression, dementia, and even premature death. One landmark study from Brigham Young University found that loneliness has the same health impact as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. It's not a small problem. It's a silent epidemic. As people age, their social circles shrink. Friends pass away, children get busy, retirement removes daily interaction with coworkers. Physical limitations make it harder to go out. Slowly, without meaning to, many seniors withdraw from life. They stop making phone calls. They eat meals alone. They go days without having a meaningful conversation. And the longer this isolation lasts, the more damage it causes, mentally, emotionally, and physically. Loneliness isn't just a feeling. It changes your biology. It increases stress hormones like cortisol, which can raise blood pressure and suppress your immune system. It disrupts sleep, reduces motivation to exercise, and even dulls your appetite. Over time, it becomes a feedback loop. The more isolated you feel, the less energy you have to reach out, and the weaker your body becomes. This cycle doesn't just affect mood, it slowly shortens your lifespan. The good news? It's reversible. Connection is medicine. You don't need 100 friends or constant social events. You just need consistent, meaningful interaction. A 10-minute call with a friend, a weekly coffee meetup, joining a local walking group, book club, or senior center activity. Even volunteering once a week or helping out at a local charity can create a sense of belonging and purpose. Pets can help too. Many seniors find emotional support in daily routine through a dog or cat. Technology also makes connection easier. Video calls, messaging apps, and online communities can help maintain contact with family and friends, especially if travel is difficult. But don't let screens replace real human presence. Nothing beats a face-to-face conversation, a shared laugh, or a warm hug. If you or someone you know is drifting into isolation, don't ignore it. Take action. Reach out. Rebuild the habit of connection, because social health is just as important as physical health, and sometimes even more powerful. Staying connected isn't just good for the soul. It literally helps you live longer. Don't let loneliness be the reason you don't see your 80s. Choose connection. It might just save your life. Number 4, using many drugs. The benefits do not outweigh the harms. One of the most overlooked threats to seniors' health isn't disease, it's the medication meant to manage it. After 60, many people start collecting prescriptions. One for blood pressure, one for cholesterol, another for sleep, then something for digestion, and maybe a few for pain or anxiety. Before long, it's not uncommon for someone to be taking 5, 10, even 15 pills a day. This is called polypharmacy, and it's a serious problem. According to the CDC, nearly 40% of adults over 65 take 5 or more medications daily. But more doesn't always mean better. In fact, the more medications you take, the higher your risk of drug interactions, falls, confusion, and hospitalization. Your body changes as you age. The liver and kidneys slow down, meaning it takes longer to process drugs. What was a safe dose at 50 may become harmful at 70. Combining certain medications, even over-the-counter ones like pain relievers or antacids, can cause dizziness, memory loss, irregular heartbeat, or bleeding. Many seniors get treated for one side effect with another medication, starting a dangerous chain reaction. For example, blood pressure pills may cause fatigue, so you're prescribed stimulants. Pain pills cause constipation, so you're given laxatives. Sleeping pills make you groggy, so caffeine becomes a daily crutch. This endless cycle creates dependency, not healing. The worst part? Most people never question it. They trust that if a doctor prescribed it, it must be necessary. But most doctors don't have time to reassess every medication at each visit, and many prescriptions are simply carried over year after year without review. What started as temporary treatment becomes permanent, often with no one noticing. The solution isn't to stop all medications, but to manage them wisely. Start by bringing all your prescriptions, over-the-counter drugs, and supplements to your next doctor's appointment for a full review. Ask, do I still need this? Are there safer alternatives? Can lifestyle changes reduce my dependency on this pill? Many conditions, like high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, or insomnia, can be improved dramatically through diet, exercise, stress management, and weight control. Also, use one pharmacy to fill all prescriptions to reduce the risk of dangerous combinations. Keep a simple, updated medication list. Take only what's needed at the lowest effective dose, and be aware of symptoms like dizziness, confusion, or unsteadiness. There are often signs that your meds may be hurting more than helping. Medications can save lives, but only when used with intention. Don't let your medicine cabinet become a hidden enemy. The goal is not to survive by swallowing pills, but to thrive by regaining control. Fewer drugs, more awareness, better life. Your health, your life, your future, it all starts with awareness. Subscribe Devotion of Salvation to stay informed, empowered, and inspired. Number 5. Ignoring signs of mild dementia. Cognitive decline doesn't happen overnight. It creeps in quietly. Missed appointments, forgotten names, trouble following conversations. At first, it feels like normal aging, but in many cases, it's not. It's the early sign of something deeper, mild cognitive impairment, MCI, which often goes undetected until it develops into full-blown dementia or Alzheimer's disease. The danger is not just in the condition itself, but in how often it's ignored, downplayed, or accepted as just getting old. By the time families or doctors recognize the symptoms, the brain may have already lost years of potential protection. Studies show that up to 20% of people over 65 experience mild cognitive impairment. It's not dementia, but it's a red flag. And here's the problem. Most seniors aren't regularly screened for cognitive function. Unless the symptoms are extreme, mental health tends to take a back seat to physical checkups. But memory, decision-making, and focus are just as critical to independence as strong bones or a healthy heart. Cognitive decline isn't just about memory. It affects problem-solving, emotional regulation, even the ability to manage money or medication. The slow fading of mental sharpness can lead to poor judgment, increased risk of falls, and social withdrawal. It chips away at confidence, and over time, erodes quality of life. But the earlier it's identified, the more options you have to slow or even reverse the damage. So what causes it? Aging is part of the equation, but it's not the whole story. Factors like chronic inflammation, poor sleep, lack of mental stimulation, loneliness, high blood sugar, and nutrient deficiencies, especially B12 and vitamin D, all contribute to faster cognitive decline. In other words, many of the things discussed earlier in this series are directly connected to how your brain ages. The good news? The brain is adaptable, even in later years. You can strengthen it like a muscle. Read every day, learn a new language, play strategy games, take up a hobby that challenges your coordination or memory. Stay socially engaged, get quality sleep. Exercise regularly because movement increases blood flow to the brain. Eat a brain-healthy diet rich in omega-3s, antioxidants, and healthy fats. And most importantly, don't ignore the signs. If you or a loved one starts to show subtle changes, repeating stories, getting lost, mismanaging bills, forgetting how to use familiar tools, get evaluated. Early intervention makes all the difference. Cognitive decline doesn't mean life is over. It means it's time to act. Because when it comes to brain health, silence is not strength. Awareness is. And the sooner you start protecting your mind, the longer you keep your independence, clarity, and identity. Now that you've seen the truth, it's clear. The things quietly stealing life after 60 aren't always dramatic diseases or sudden events. They're the daily patterns, the silent choices, and the beliefs we carry without question. We've been taught to fear old age, but not to prepare for it with clarity. And the real danger lies in the things we don't notice: sitting too long, sleeping too little, isolating ourselves, taking pills without review, and letting our minds fade without a fight. None of these feel urgent day to day, but over time, they silently close the door on our future. But here's the power you have right now. None of this is irreversible. Longevity isn't about luck. It's about strategy. And strategy means acting before things fall apart, not after. If you're watching this and you're in your 60s or 70s, this is not too late. In fact, this is the perfect moment. Because every small decision you make today, moving your body, calling a friend, reviewing your medications, learning something new, or simply sleeping better, directly shapes the quality of your life at 80, 85, even 95. You don't need perfection, you need intention. Choose movement over stillness. Choose connection over isolation. Choose curiosity over resignation. Choose to take your brain, your muscles, your heart, and your time seriously, because they're all working together to support your future. And if you do nothing else, refuse to settle for the lie that this is just how aging goes. It's not. Decline is common, but it's not inevitable. The people who live vibrantly into their 80s and beyond aren't superheroes. They're simply the ones who didn't give up on their bodies, their minds, or their right to live with energy. They built habits, stayed connected, stayed curious, and kept moving, even when it was hard. So let today be the turning point. Look at your own life with honest eyes. What's one area you've neglected? What's one habit you can begin today? You don't have to change everything at once, but you do have to start. Because the path to a longer, stronger life isn't found in a miracle drug or secret formula. It's found in daily awareness,